Nice to be here. Sorry for the delay. We were supposed to have this evening yesterday, but something came up with really short notice. But luckily, we are able to do it today. So, as always, so far, we're starting with PLO20 tables. Let me see how many we can find. And if PLO20 tables are quite bad, then we go to PLO10, depending how it goes. We might even go and see what's in PLO50, but as for starters, we are going to play PLO20 and PLO10. Let me just make these ones bigger. We have around 2-minute delay. There's only 1, 2, 3 PLO20 tables open, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it looks like we have to hit PLO10 tables. Let me see about that. Oh, there's more. There's 5 tables open. So yes, then we can just sit on all of those 5 and see what's happening. Let's see how many regulars we have. Zozilak. Not sure if I have her. Well, I have 170 hands on him. He's sitting on every table, so most likely some known regular. Just change his name, because you can change the name on microgaming, which is on one side it's a good thing, and on the other side it's a bad thing. Let's see if we can find the 4th table soon. As normal, even with the delay, you're welcome to say comments, post some things on the chat. You can ask questions, you can comment my gameplay, you can disagree with me, you can agree with me, you can tell jokes, you can tell whatever you want. It doesn't even have to be poker related, so feel free to use the chat in any way you want. More action, the better it is. I don't mind. Zuzila 44-14, and on every table, so probably not a really good regular. Well, let's see how it goes. And when you comment about the hands, remember that as we have this delay, then please tell me what table are you commenting on. Like once you are on the top and 3, 4 on the bottom, like table 2, you had 10, 2, 6, 4 rainbow. You decided 3 bet why. So then I can remember what was the hand, or I can try to find it on Poker Tracker or Replayer. But if you just ask that, oh my god, why did you fold? And we have a 2-minute delay. So before you get the answer, it's going to be 4 minutes from the hand. And with 4 or 5 tables, there's a lot of hands in 2 minutes. So when you comment just, why did you fold? I have no idea what you're talking about. Too bad that Susilak is actually sitting out. I hope he's just having a break, because every time when someone is VPIP 43, it's quite nice for us. And hello, what is the nickname on Twitch? News exclamacruz 30 or something like that. Quite a long nickname. Well, hello. And now we're just waiting for something to happen. Quite slow-paced games. Out of 3-betting so far. So we just have to wait and pick our spots. I might open a PLO10 table here if we don't get a spot in those two PLO20 tables. So we would have 4 tables at least for a while, but let's see. And one option could have been to play on PokerStars. It's actually quite valid option if the games are bad here, because there's Omaha League, which means that there's a lot of recreational Spain on PLO tables. But I decided to start here, but let's see if there's nothing going on for the first half an hour, then we just change to PokerStars. And I can open the client so we can see what kind of VPIP tables there are. Problem with PokerStars is that there's a lot of multi-taping regulars, which means that if there's like 3 regulars having a session, they infest all the tables, so you have 3 regulars on every table, which is not a good thing. Here on level 3, I just fold this quite garbage hand, and we have quite aggressive Warwick on small blind, so even when we have to play raised pot, although we have position, but the hand is just quite badish. We hit the nuts on table 2. Really aggressive opponent, so let's make a half pot bet to induce something, but no action. And then we just steal from the cutoff. And here, half a pot c-bet. I'm quite confident it works often enough to be profitable. And opponent calls, probably has flush draw or king or better. And against unknowns, I don't like to barrel. It's one and done. When he calls the flop, I just give up. And he had a king 5. But if he folds everything but kings, aces, strips, and flush draws, it's profitable c-bet. So when he happens to have a king, then it's just top of his range, or he is the part of his range that he is not supposed to fold. And I don't mind, it's profitable to make the c-bet in the long run. Why isn't my PokerStars opening? Did someone broke my computer? Oh dear, my security token is left on the other room, so I might pick it up. Things going on here, so just a second. Alright, I'm back. This is what I pick up. Security token, so it doesn't cost a lot. It's around, I don't know. Previously it depended on your VIP level, but I can't even remember. I think it's $10 to $20 or something like that. So it's not much, but with this token you can be quite sure that no one is going to hack your account. And same for Skrill. If you use Skrill for transferring money, Skrill token is €10 a year, something like that. And you can be quite sure that no one is going to hack your Skrill account. And when you have the token, if someone hacks your account, then you will have a full money back guarantee. So if you have Skrill token in use and someone hacks your account and takes your money, Skrill is going to refund you everything. So I just need to transfer some money on PokerStars if we are going to play there. So let's see. Let's see how it goes. We cannot get the fourth table open, and I don't know. We have these high VPI, but we have quite super aggressive. We have nice lineup on the tables, but at least I feel like the tempo is really slow. Nothing is going on. Of course, we don't have any hands, so I'm going to open a total new table. So the other seats tables are full most of the time. So let's see if someone joins us. And meanwhile, let's see what we have at PokerStars. We have PLO in PLO20, though there's a lot of good tables open. Average VPIP of 50 or better, there's 8 tables. Yes, there are. There are some regulars, but I would suppose there are some recreationals for the Omaha week. Yeah, I think we're going to play at PokerStars. I'm just going to transfer some money there. All right. I'm going to sit out on the next big blind because now we have played for, I don't know, 10 minutes, but we can't get the fourth table open. Well, I would say, I will wait until closer to 10 p.m. my time, which is in 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see what happens here. Because there's a lot of like pure 13 poison, VPIP 55, Susinak VPIP 41. Then we have here Orwell VPIP 68. Jammy looks nice. We have this real aggressive Ciatriok. So let's see what happens. Here on table 1 we have a nice hand, 2 pair flush draw open-ender. And if someone has pair queen jack, then we are ahead of them. 2 pairs and flush draw is a small favorite over mate straight. And now this jack really sucks. We have only weak 2 pairs. And he's aggressive. He's probably going to bet the river. Oh, he's not. So he has probably some worse 2 pairs or some kind of mate hand, king jack 6-8. Yeah, jack 8. One of those hands that he's not turning into a bluff, but I would assume he turns a lot of hands into a bluff. So, of course, the jack completes a lot of the I'm going to fold here. We have to pair, but against overpairs we're drawing 2 outer. Now we can 3-bet. And kind of bad issue. I'm going to make a small c-bet, and if he raises, we kind of have to fold. He's not shoving any straights. And versus aces, we have 2 outs and some backdoors, so it's not enough. We need too much equity. Here I'm going to raise against Siatriak. He's 3-betting a ton, so he has a lot of non-ace hands. If he has better ace, then it really sucks. But I would assume he has a lot more hands in his range than just aces. And he has pocket jacks, so we win with ace 8. So nice double up. And now we're 200 pp's deep with the aggressive. So it's probably going to be quite nice. I'm going to check back here. We make the straight on the turn. And now we can bet. And heads up versus under 50 bb's deep recreational. We're definitely stacking off here with top 2. Hello, Claudius. Why are you saying OMG? And now we stack off. And he has 2 pairs. And straight draw of some kind. Didn't see that one. And now we hit the set of 6s. And he's we have the set of 6s, so he might have pair of 9s, he might have 9-6, he might have aces that he's not with. So we're stacking off here. And he has some, now he makes a straight. So he had a cut shot. And he makes 19% on the flop and he doubles up. But I don't think we should have a lot of problems with this player of getting our money back. Like now, when you hit the nut flush, it's nice. And I don't like the slow play. I'm going to bet if he doesn't have anything, we are not going to get money from him. And now he check raises. Really weird, but I'm just going to call. And if he has a set, of course now we're drawing dead. But the thing is that if he has a set and we shove, the outcome is the same. Now the only difference is in EV line. And he has tried kings. Wow, that was some interesting min raise on the flop and then shove turn. If I call his raise on the flop, then I'm never folding that turn, for sure. So I don't know. He's probably not thinking about the poker same way as I do. Ace high board, half a pot C, but it's making fold all his air. And when he min raises once again, we have nothing, so let's give him some chips. And now let's see the flop. We have middle pair and backdoors. Going to peel the turn. Oh, he just goes. Now we have a cut shot and flush draw. So let's just bet it out. He raises. It's not even a pot size raise. And definitely going to call. We have enough equity to call. Sometimes ace is an out. Now he has a set, so we didn't have that many outs, but we had 25%. We needed 30, so it was quite close. With the blood odds, we have odds even versus the set. We have opener on the turn. He calls the flop, so I don't think he's going to fold a lot of turns. So let's draw for the flush draw, straight draw, and just give up on the pot. And then we hit the top pair. And now the question is, do we want, I'm going to barrel the turn. And he has 3 pairs. I was just saying that I would assume that he shoves his 2 pairs on the flop, but he's low played. Top 2 once again. Top 2 now. Deuce is kind of nice card because if he has like ace king, ace queen, he might think that he has a really strong hand, but we're beating all of his ace high hands. Is he planning on donking? No. Now there isn't much value. We might get some, but he waited for so, and I'm going to try to get some value from ace high hands. He might have deuce. Oh, he has the same hand. I'm going to fold here. Same player. Another min raise. I'm going to fold. If he keeps doing that, then we have to adjust and change our c-betting ranges. I'm going to actually check here. So he has to play some stronger hands. And let's just go to showdown and let's see what he has. Unless he fires the river. Then it would be quite hard. Yeah, he had a flush, not flush. So it looks like he's check raising a lot of his weaker hands and then just calls like the top two. And he had a flush. Lucky bastard. Now we have a wrap. And here on table 1 we can 4-bet aces. It's flipping time. And it's going to be 4 or 3-way pot, but let's just do it. There's €1 as dead money if they both call. And oh, he folded. 3-bet fold. And now we have nice hand. And he has just a 4. Oh, let's see. Oof, almost. He almost had his 25%, but we win 150 VPs. So now there's action going on. Oh, I saw that I have ace high flush here on table 2, but luckily he folded. I'm going to check here with bottom pair. There's some turns that help us, gives us more equity, or we can make a runner in a full house. That's one option. But I don't want to bet those bottom pair and some backdoors, because most likely if he has a hand he's going to call, and with one of the rest of his hands he's going to make that min raise. So let's use the position. But he's definitely our friend. So Kauris, you never said why there's OMG in your chat message. I don't know why. But let me come a bit closer to the camera. Looks like the stream is working perfectly. And now we have Finnish shorty on the table. And another Finnish player, so invasion of Finns. And still we haven't had, there's 2 tables more in PLO20 and we're sitting to wait to get a spot on either one of them, and no luck. So no one is going bust though. Now the aggressive player left on table 2. Table 1 is quite nice. We have 3 high VPIP players, and then we have a bad regular who's calling too much. So that's really profitable table. Nice flop on table 4. I'm just going to check if I bet. We might get some value from some kind of draws, but most likely people are folding. But now when we bet, it looks more like a bluff when everyone checks the flop. Now we have the fourth table or fifth table. Nice. I'm going to keep it here on the outside. So I will let you know when there's something going on. And there's some players. There's Susilak, Chami Chimi here, and Duke 007. So I'm going to mark Susilak as a friend. And on Chami Chimi, I'm going to wait for a few more orbits. If you have the same stats over 50 hands or so, then we can mark him as a green player so far. I don't know if this Saturday is good time to host a stream or not. Looks like there's not much people joining, or at least not much people making some noise in the chats. Friday is probably better, but this week we had this sort of emergency. On table 4, I'm going to raise when Siniak said check makes that small bet. Haven't seen, so far at least I can't remember that he ever had a good hand when he limped. Here I'm going to call, because when Warwick checks the turn, I don't believe he has a queen 10. So he might value bet king jack or set, which would make some sense, but I think he has a lot of really weak hands too. And he bet 2 pairs. That's kind of bet that I just don't understand. Well, he had 20% on the turn, but he has showdown value. So what better hands is going to call that bet? Of course, my try king, which is quite a hero call, but against normal players, I don't think any better hand is going to call, and I mean any worse hand is going to call, or any better hand is going to fold. So that's strange. I'm going to make a note of that, because that's something that I wasn't expecting at all. Value bets with 2 pairs on straightening board on the river with capped range. On both. Oh, bad flop. I'll have to fold here. I don't understand why Siniak check. Why he called the flop, he had nothing. Oh, 22%, why? 4 deuce. But he had a made straight. What? 6. Oh, he had 2 pairs. He didn't have a straight. Well, 80-20. Kauris is definitely not watching in social media, or Kauris is not paying attention to Programmania's forum or chat or any kind of information. Here we had a set on the river, but I'm just going to fold. I don't think Rafafoni is bluffing there often. Thank you, Tetrusitol. How do you pronounce that in English? In Finnish, it's just Tetru. But thank you for making noise. I'm going to fold aces here. There isn't really, the only turn that we can continue is the ace. So 95% of the time, if he bets the turn, we just have to fold. So I don't like to invest money with the hand that we have to fold on a lot of times on the turn. So for carries, we sent Twitter messages yesterday, we sent messages on the Facebook, we sent messages on the chat, we put messages on the info tab. So if you have missed all of them, then I think it's OMG. I even said in the Finnish chat that we're going to have PLO tonight. Funny life. Champions League final. Oh. Is that a sucker? Oh, we have the nuts and redraw. Let's hope someone has 7-4 and we can just dance our way to freedom. No action. I bet big, because I don't think anyone is going to bluff there on double flushing board. So they need to have a hand. So let's just bet big and get the max when someone has something. I don't watch soccer that much. I prefer the American version. I was actually playing earlier today. We won 21-0. Woo! I made a lot of good stuff. We set mine on the outside table and we missed the board. So no action. Damn, I would be so tempted to see those stars tables, because there's a lot of nice looking tables, really high VPIPs. But we have such a good lineups on these tables too. So like here, Synapse is drawing 11% on the turn. It's just printing money versus these kind of calling stations. As long as they don't hit their 2 hours. Jack 9-7 open from UTG, table 3. If I remember right, it was 5-handed. Let me check it. Yeah, it's 5-handed. We didn't have, oh, it was the same lineup. So basically, Grafafoni is not a problem. Jack 7-9 is quite borderline. It's not a great hand. But 5-handed when there's call happy players on the blinds, I'm just happy to play it. Sort of marginal. On 6 maps from UTG, definitely would not raise blind. Warwick doesn't 3-bet, Grafafoni doesn't 3-bet. So there's not, if we had the, where was, now we don't have the aggressive player one. If we had the super aggressive player behind us, then definitely would not open a hand that we have to fold on 3-bets. But now I don't think anyone's going to make like 3-bet on us. And there's so much implied odds on this table. Warwick is definitely a green one too. Outside the table, an interesting situation. We have overpair and flush draw and some backdoors. And he has 3-bet white trashy hands out of position. So I'm going to raise here and let's see if we have any folding. We know we don't have. And he has a queen high flush draw. 6140, so yeah. It's enough equity, but as we can see, he has a quite garbage hands. So I would assume that he has worse hands in his range too, and we definitely have folding equity, or he stacks off. Now we have the nuts and redraw, and let's see if we can double up. And he has same straight, but we have the redraw to higher straight, so we will free rolling 5149. Justice. Let me do my victory dance. So we'll get our money back. We lost one buy-in, we'll get back one buy-in. And Demo 1, we have blockers, but against high VPRP players, I don't want to do any blocker bluffs, barrels. Wow, we split the pot with queens. Woo! I think that we're going to play around 5 to 10 minutes here and then change the poker stars and let's see what there is. If the poker stars tables are quite rep infested for some reason, then we just can come back. But often, every time when there's some promotion going on, then a lot of Hoden players want to play those. There's the promotion that you have to win hands with certain cards, and when you can do it, then you win $1 most of the time. A lot of Hoden players just come on the tables and they have no idea how to play PLO. We lost €7 to Susilak, 2 pairs and flush draw versus a set, and we don't make the flush. Probably should be aware, he actually bet pot on the flop. There's a straight on the board, but he had a top set. So every time when he's, where's the Susilak? Gone. Looks like his pot size bet on the flop is quite strong. Now we have not straight on the outside table, and even the horse is actually thinking a lot, which is quite nice. Then he probably has something. And table 4, half a pot C bet. And on the outside table, oh, wow. He had the flop set on the straightening board, and on the river he actually had second nuts. Yeah, 4 was on the river, so we have an 8 high straight, he has 7 high. and he just calls us. I made a really small bet on the river to induce something if he was continuing with the weak range. Because he's Finnish player, and sometimes on Saturday evenings Finnish players do some crazy stuff. Interesting hands on the outside table. Susilak is just shoving the rivers. And now we wait. Who's playing on the Champions League final? I actually don't have an idea. Duke is 3-betting us. Let's go flop. And we hit pretty much nothing. And there's 2 players, there's button, so in a heads up what we might bet here and get a lot of folds. But when we have these Eduardo, let's just check. Probably now we can't represent anything. Probably. Oh, I'm going to barrel. Eduardo shouldn't have a much, and Duke might call once with AC. Oh, he calls. And he shoves. I would assume that he has ace high flush draw a lot of times. I don't believe in 9-10. And he has a set. And he has 2 pairs. Oh my Christ. Strange that he doesn't bet the flop with the set. I would. People, especially if he thinks I'm a regular, I'm going to raise there a ton of hands, more than just straights, and even against straights he has 35%, so I would have just bet and stacked off. Yeah, but Eduardo stacks off with try 2 pairs, bottom 2 pairs, so definitely a green player. How deep were they? Why? Wow. Here, 9 euros pot, so it's 450 BBs, so they were over 200 BBs deep. Wow. And Edward stacked off with 2 pairs. That is sick. On the outside table we bluff or semi-bluff, we have a cut shot, but Jammy 3 bets, flop is deuce 3-4 rainbow. So we bet the flop and win the pot with just a cut shot. Okay, let's change to. Well, I don't want to change to stars yet. Now we have Eduardo on the table, who's a huge calling station. Too tempting to make money. On the 4-8-5-5-7 from the small blind. Thought about calling and seeing the flop, but and now let's make a value bet on the river on table 1. And he had the same straight. Oh, we had 4% on the turn. He was quite crushing us. What was the 4%? What did we have? King Jack 5, 9. Why do we have 4%? Yes, King has higher fluster. Oh, it's the average equity. We have 4% equity on the pot because we have 2 outs to split the pot. And 1 out. Well, anyway, it's gone. 1 or 2? Probably 2 because it's 4%. Now we have a 3-bet from Eduardo. Looks like AC is too bad, we don't hit anything. Table 2, they make a small raise. Should have a lot of folding equity. But he calls, so now I am a bit worried. So let's give up. And he has, oh, the 7 on the flop. That's why he called. And that's bad call. He should shove the flop. On outside table we flop the trips. We see, but he calls turn. We bet quite big, and he check raises. So I'm quite confident that he has a higher full house. So I'm just going to fold my trips. Okay, and now we can go to Poker Stars. So we will have some time to play there. and table 2 died. It's quite a good timing. And we're going to sit out on the outside table on the next hand, so no reason to bring up here. Double-suited ace is on table 3. Oh, come on, someone 3-bet me. No. But we hit 2 pairs, which is nice. And now I'm just going to pot the turn. Pretty much worried about 9-7 or some slow played stuff, but I would think Rafafoni would bet. And I really don't want to see the river there. So that's why I just bet. I'm happy to win the pot there. Wow, Pure Poison has trips and doesn't bet in any point. Slow play to the death. Let me put myself. Oh. What is our hand? 10 and 5 duels. Let's see if Chicharito makes small bet and he folds, then I'm going to raise him. And it should be profitable raise. We block some of the straight draws, which are the borderline of his calling range. If he goes there with all kinds of straight draws, then our raise is not that profitable. But as we block, then he's pretty much can call with the queen, kings or aces. And we need him to fold just over half of the time. Now we just wait until we have the 4 tables. And probably a couple of outside tables too. Hello, Tintrum. Why are these? Why are my boxes all over the place? So now we have 4 tables. Just waiting for the run code. I wait for something to happen. Just going to save. Save the layout so next time I don't have to just move all the tables. On table 2, oh, he calls. If button folds, I'm going to 3-bet, but now when button, if button folds, I'm going to 3-bet. Now when he calls, I'm just going to call behind and let's play the multi-way pot. And we hit just the gut shot. People are just getting money in. We have straight versus one pair and open ender. Wow. And he just raised the flop. Well, yeah, 59 on the flop. And then before, I would assume that Janne Markus is going to bet the river, and I'm just going to fold. Yeah. We have a nut flush blocker, but the thing is that even when we raise the river and represent the high flush, people just don't believe it. Kasper is asking that would it be nice if we remove the HUD from whole cards? Yes, on table 4 the HUD is over the whole cards because for some reason it probably is the first time we played. It's going to update soon, so we don't have HUD on over our cards. Of course, there's going to be over this. Why is I want to put it here? Someone has really broken my HUD. I don't know what has happened, but things are all over the place. Well, it's not updated, let's reset it. Okay, now it works. I hope. Now we have 2 outside tables open. Where did my HUD go? I pressed reset and it just went away. Oh, my poker tracker is crashing. Nice. Now we have something back. I hope it doesn't crash my whole computer. Here on demo 1, Tiny Pluto looks like he's tilting a bit. Every time when someone complains in the chat, you can be quite sure that he's tilting. Yeah, pork tracker died. Nice. We probably don't need HUDs. I can't get it to work. The problem is that often when pork tracker has crashed, it's going to crash a lot of other programs in my computer. I don't know where the problem is, but I have to open the task manager. Okay, so now it's stopped, and then we just restart it. Well, computers. Oh, bad river. Have to call. He might have ace jack, half a pot, and he has queen. What? Now that's optimistic. I mean, dude, he doesn't have anything on the turn. I mean, I can't find a draw. So his Finnish player, he calls the turn just to float. And here we make the nut flush on the river, but he has the full house. Nothing we can do about it. And then we flop quite nice. 7 nut straight with 2 pairs. Tiny Pluto, he's the one who's tilted, so let's see if someone has 6-7. And no one does. They have sets. Oh, now he has the quads and he has the flush. So they both suck out on us. We had quite nice equity because we had 2 pairs. We were blocking all of his. I mean, if the turn is 5-4, we're blocking. So he had 1 out, this Finnish player. 1 out versus flush draw and R straight and 2 pairs. So we were having quite nice equity, but 1 outer is enough. PLO is easy. 1 out and you win $75. If the HUD is a problem, we have the option to disable HUD from the stream. So I would have the HUD on table, but we wouldn't have it on the stream, so it's invisible for you. So if you prefer that, just let me know. Or actually, Kyyberi is the only one who said anything. So if someone would prefer to have the HUD on the tables, then let me know. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I can disable it. I can probably disable it while streaming. Never tried. I'm going to 3-bet ace king jack then. A lot of hands we might hit are dominating his stack of ranges because he's crazy Finnish player. Like here, I'm happy to stack off versus him, and after the c-bet, I'm happy to stack off with Grease Phil. And he just calls. I'm actually going to shove because if he had a flush draw, I would assume he shoves, and he has pocket queens. Wow. Wow. That is some crazy shit. Didn't see that one coming. Poker is easy. Never fold. At least we're making money in EV. Now we have the wrap and flush draw, quite nice turn, so let's just body with semi-bluffs. And some of the time our pocket tens are actually good hand, but now, oh, he has aces, so we just have to make the flush and the straight. So we get something back. Oh, he left. Won all of our money and now he left. Boo. Oh Christ. Well, at least the games are good. Here's a situation. He bets the flop. I call once, he bets small. On the turn, he bets 25% of the flop. So I raise the turn with 2 pairs and flush draw. And he calls, so I think he has flush draws. Then on the river, he checks, I check behind, and he has ace 4. People just don't fold anything. Like calling with 2 pairs, when you call a raise, you have to assume that the opponent has better hands. And then you're throwing for 4-outer. But of course, if you have no idea of probabilities, then it doesn't matter if you have 1 out or 25 outs. You either hit it or you miss it. And when you can find those players, then you can exploit them a lot. Like, then you just make big C bets because they don't care about pot odds or probabilities or anything. Oh, that's probably the worst river there is. Unless the opponent has 8-5. What? Oh, he has open-ender on double flushing board with higher straight possibility. Yeah, solid. Green. Wow. Games are sort of soft. Haven't seen this kind of stacking off or calling on PLO20 in a while. I'm going to check here. So we have an open-ender. On the outside table, we have double-suited kings versus regular I 4-bet. Let's see, he thinks for a while, and he has aces. Fuck. Oh. Oh. Something strange happened. We lost earlier to one outer, now he's dominating our flush draw, but we make two straights and he hits ace on both of them. So that sucks for him. Of course it's justice when we do it, but when opponent does it, it sucks. And we have some questions. Yeah, that's what happens in PLO some of the time, that you try to be clever and your opponent calls when you bluff, he goes with the worst. And it has happened to me a few times, like I make a bluff and opponent snap calls and I'm like, oh damn, he has top of his range and he has worse hand. Often when that happens is when people don't understand rules. Like once there's board where on the river I raise my opponent, I had just bottom pair. I'm representing, I bet the turn and I try to represent the strong hand. And opponent snap calls and I'm sure that, oh, he wins the bot. And I win it. He called me, like, I can't remember the cards, but let's say there's Jack and 9 on the flop. Something like Jack 9, 5, 5, 3, or something like that. And I have just a 3, and the opponent has King, Queen, 10, and he thinks he has a straight, but he can use only 2 whole cards. So that's when it happens. But often when you're playing with really bad players like here, these top secret that made some really funny calls, then I'm actually, let's try this one. Where do I change it? Oh damn, now the HUD is all over the place. I'm trying to find where the button is. Somewhere we have the button to select that. I need arguments. Oh, now I'm in the wrong place. It's in here. Let's see what happens. Does this whole fucking thing crash? It doesn't work. We still have the HUD. Not sure if it can be only with the when we restart. So let's make it back. Yeah, so we have to play with the HUD. Sorry if it disturbs. What happened on table 1? It just died. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's remove table 1 and let's see what we have here. Oh. Oh, he folds. With kings, we're going to stack off pre-flop with the shorty. No brainer. And he has a huge hand. But we managed to suck out. He had better equity, so just suck out. Although we had best hand on the flop, but we have the worst equity. On the outside table, we are 3-betting aces versus this huge fish. And bad flop. He's never folded the c-bet, so we have 2 pairs. I'm going to bet. Don't think he's going to raise as a bluff, and we can get value from worst 2 pairs or some draws. Oh, he had the open-ender. Sick people value betting those straights. Because I have a lot of small flushes in my calling down range too. Not sure about table 3. Let's see what other tables we have, because there's some really nice tables all over the place. So we just have to find. Oh, I'm not sitting out when we have top secret here. Let's just post blinds. Top set on the outside table. One option is to donk here, but now the question is Lucas going to c-bet here often? And he's going to, and then we just check raise and commit ourselves. So now it's up to our opponents to make mistakes. And at micros, the standard line is often the best. And he has top pair and flush draw. And we split the pot. Because when we check raise and turn our hand face up often, then our opponents are still going to make a ton of mistakes. And when we start to don't betting or check calling on drawing boards and try to be fancy, we're going to miss a lot of value because most of the opponents are not playing perfectly even when they think that we have a set. Yeah, macrogame has more reps compared to player pool. That's for sure. But especially at lower limits, like in PLO20, most of the regulars are still quite bad ones. And at PokerStars, there's not many regulars, but it's a lot easier to multi-table. So even when there's 20 tables open, you might have regulars on each of them, all the same regulars. We can 3-bet from Titan. That's interesting. I'm tempted to raise him because he's 3-betting range in position. He has more than aces. And if we can make him fold, like try ace or some pocket pairs, it's good for us. If he happens to have aces, then we have this 13-outer wrap with some backdoors, but this is quite nice. We are never crossing his main hands range. And we don't often get a lot of value if we hit the straight. And if we can make him fold 50% equity or 40% equity, it's quite nice for us. Yeah, Kyyberi said in the chat that he thinks that on microgaming there's more regulars in player pool. No, we don't have to say compared to stars. The relative amount, like the number of regulars might be higher on PokerStars, but the player pool is 10 times bigger, which means that in microgaming, sometimes half of the players are regulars. A nasty river. Because now when we check, he might bluff, but I don't think he's quite passive. So I don't think he's going to bluff that river. So happy to check fold. And he didn't have anything. It was a stab and done. So it's 11. Has been a long day for me too. But as we just started at PokerStars, let's play here for a while. I'm not going to bluff this shorty gambler. Oh, I'm not going to stab there. We hit top pair on table 4, but it's multi-way pot, so we're going to. Oh. Well, now when Janne Markus shoves, now we can fold. If he has folded, then it's actually quite close because we don't care about this Urchan, whatever his name is. And Gabriel shouldn't have a strong hand. I'm going to fold, but if he had folded, I would have shoved. And he didn't have, he had just a flush draw. And we would have gotten the money in nice shape. And we would have won the pot. Here against Maxims we have the nuts on the river. So we call, and he has 8-4, 9-9. Wow. He bet the flop, bet the turn with, I just don't get these players. I mean, here's the hand. He donks the flop, he pots the turn, and check calls and shoves the river. And his stats are 73 and 3. So super passive type player. Super passive players who suddenly second hand in 30 hands he decides to open and it's total garbage, and then he just fires 3 streets. So strange. Hello, Brazil. And then before I'm betting kings for value, they both check the flop, so they shouldn't have ace in their hand a lot of times. And we have the cut shot and flush draw. And second river is not a nice card. There's queen jacks and type of hands that now beat us. So if he bets the river, I'm just going to fold. Looks a lot like value. I don't think he is turning queen high flush draws into a bluff. Maybe jack high flush draws. But those are kind of hands that he's going to check behind because he often has something to go with that. It's semi-bluff on table 1, although there's this player who's probably not folding any piece of the board. Top pair cut shot, not flush draw, definitely c-bet. And then on the turn, I'm going to barrel. And we should be in a decent shape. Not much value in betting the river. And he has set of deuces. With the flush draw and doesn't shove the flop. Sometimes I just don't understand what people are doing. But Top Secret is making a run and he wins the pot. Pre-flop stack off. Of course he's against shorty, but still with pocket tens. crazy player, but making a lot of money. 1 out is enough if you hit it. Oh, we're missing the flops. Mean 3-bet from Shorty. Interested. I'm going to check raise versus Skionux. His range is quite wide. If he has aces or kings, then be it. Oh, rank or raises, so I can just fold. But we are quite often ahead of his range. And here he folded. But Ranko probably had at least trips on the board. I'm going to call 1-bet from when he donks. But if he fires the turn, then I would give him respect, especially when there's 2 callers. But he's the one who slow played flop set, so I'm not calling his bet. Might easily be pocket jacks that he just slow plays. On the outside table we lose. Drive to semi-bluff calling station. Call with bottom pair. We hit top pair on table 3. On table 2 we 3-bet ace king queen 10. Let's see if we can get any action. Of course we are stacking off. Rampart can easily have flush draw, large strange raise, because we should have aces in our range, but I'm going to stack off versus him. $16 into wheel build pot, and he has flush draw and something. Cut shot, oh, not even a cut shot, so we win nice pot. 200 pp's profit. And we make nuts on the river here on table 4. Now we're rolling. No action. What was our equity here? 31 on the flop. Oh, we had a set and a flush draw. So Ranko did have something. But that's what happens when you play with 100% range. Play every hand and sometimes you're going to hit them. It's like this old Turkish poker wisdom. If you call every time, you're going to hit it sometimes. And when you do hit that one other, celebrate. Outside the table, we get 3-bet from Gigi. And of course, we have 2 pairs and cut shot on this small board. The only hand we are afraid here is aces with flush draw. I think he either check raises or check folds. And he check folds, which is nice. And we're going to play 15 minutes and then we're going to end the session in 2-hour mark. Next week, we're going to have the Finnish PLO OBR. Sorry, we are going to have, but then on week after that, we are not going to have the Friday coaching because at Friday evening I have to be playing football. We have a Friday night lights. So on the week after next time when we have the English PLO, I'm just going to raise here. Top secret is such a calling station. So I'm just going to raise here and get the max value when I can. And hopefully he steps off with some weekends. And it's kind of situation that yes, he has King 10, but he has a lot of flush draws and worse hands. So I'm going to step off. Oh, he folds. Because if I check, then it sucks if the turn completes some other straights or flushes, and there are so many bad turns. And if he has some other draw, he's not folding it. So I assume he has some real weak hand. Now Kyyberi is saying good call. Now the problem is that as we have too many delay, I have no idea of what you're referring to. So every time when you comment gameplay, make sure to say the table 1, 2 on the top, 3, 4 on the bottom, and what was my hand. Especially now when we are at PokerStars and the replayer works, we can easily find the hand and discuss about it. We haven't marked any hands, so we could use poker choose at the end of the session, but it happens. It has happened for quite a long time. So today we are not going to do poker choose review. But if you want to see how poker choose works, and you have a hand that you think we could use poker choose on, then you can post it on the forums. I'm happy to do poker choose magic on some hands. So just post the hand to the forums and ask something that poker choose can do. I'm going to peel here on table 1 because we have the cut shot and we have 2 backdoor flush draws and we have like 4 of spades. We have the backdoor straight draws too. So there's so many backdoors that I'm just happy to peel. And now we have the equity to call. And now we totally miss everything. And he's never folding a jack or better, so no reason to bet here. And he has ace 10. We're playing heads up with sort of fish on the outside table. And now, I have a cramp on my. Oh, sorry. That's what happens when you do sports and you don't stretch afterwards. Oh dear. Oh, now it helps. It's just an upward position to play poker. And I have to stretch my thighs. Well, luckily we were in a 300 pp deep pot with the nuts with 2 seconds left on the clock. That would be a bad spot to have a cramp. Oh, I don't have anything to put my electric on. So, kids, if you're watching, if you're old cramp and you're doing sports, remember to cool down and stretch a bit. And number one, I 3-bet, but flop is quite bad-ish. Do we have fold? I think we have folding equity here. And he just folds, which is nice. Another slow play top set. I want to make a note because he's such a aggressive otherwise, but I can make note that he has slow played bottom set twice in the Troy board. Because it doesn't fit his player profile. 72-46 shouldn't be slow playing a lot, but when he does, it's here. Different from his assumed playing style. Kyyberi is saying nice words on chat. He's trying to learn and he's learning a lot, and the most important thing is that it's free. I'm not sure how many totally free PLO coachings there are, but I would assume that this is probably the only peel the flop. This is probably the only really 100% free poker coaching. You don't have to rate anything to watch it or participate. And there's a lot of live streams on internet and in Twitch, but most of them are just someone playing a lot and you can watch. But here you have the chance to interact. Which is quite rare. The more you interact, the more happy I am. Table 3, someone puts into 4 people on this board. So the probably only hand we can have some equity here is for 8. And I don't think he's often just don't put in 4-8 unless it's 4-8, 5-6 or something like that. So I'm just going to fold. We have the cut shot and backdoors, but against the pot side, if he has a set, then we're drawing for quite thin. Yeah, it's easy to beat me. Call with everything and wait until you hit the nuts. It's so easy. Small raise on table 1, and he folds. On the upset table we have probably need to hit the flush or some backdoors. And to call 5 we need to win 25, so we need to get over $10 as value. So even if he has some kind of set, even if we bet pot on the turn and he calls, we don't have enough implied odds to call with the flush draw. So often when someone check raises for pot and we have just a flush draw, most of the time it's not enough to call, but still people do call because they don't think about implied odds. That's something that I have often said. One of the biggest leaks, even with regulars, is that they don't understand implied odds, which means that they are making slightly minus EV calls a lot of time, and it affects their win rate. And here we get min 3-bet. Let's go and see if we hit the flop. Well, not quite. We kind of miss it. I'm not going to stab. Thought about stabbing the flop, but I think now we can make a stab. We have the flush draw to back up in case they have something like now. But I don't want to bet for value. He makes 3-bet, so he might have a king. Would queen high flush draw call me? I'm going to make a bet. I don't think he's ever raising me as a bluff. So I'm happy to bet fold. Thing is that he checks the flop, so he can have missed the board. And on the turn he might have queen 10 of hearts kind of hand. So he has a queen high flush. Or he might have ace king that he trying to be tricky, unknown player. They can do funny stuff. So he definitely has some hands in his range that he might call the river. Versus that he still plays king on the turn, on the flop and on the turn. That's not quite likely. First impression was to check, but then when I think about the situation, I did realize that it's clear bet fold situation. I think it's time to end the session. And after some losing sessions last time, we do make profit today. Hooray! And I can confirm that PLO10, PLO25 has a lot more fish now when there's this Omaha week. PLO10 is the lowest limit that you can play on the promotion, so I would assume that most of the people who are hunting $1 bonus are going to play PLO10. So PLO10 games are super choosy now. If you have PLO25, that is this choosy. Of course, I haven't played at Saturday evenings that much, but we have played on Friday evenings at the same time. And that's one of the reasons why we changed these crowdfunded games to microgaming, was that these PLO25 games at Friday evenings were quite rocky. There's a lot of regulars, 3 regulars on every table, not much total fishies like we have today. And then microgaming was full of fishies. Now it's turned. Microgaming has a lot of regulars, not many total fishies. And now at PokerStars, games are super soft because of the promotion. But on the promotion, when you win enough hands with ace high, king high, queen high, whole cards, then you get instant bonus from 1 to 5,000. So of course people are playing. And the ones who go crazy for $1 bonus are often players who are happy to play PLO10. I'm going to call this tab here. I didn't know that we are going to make the nuts on the river. I'm just going to pot it. One of the hands he can call us is 8-10 or set, and if he has anything else, he's going to fall no matter how much we bet. Just watch the hand where like he bets, he calls, and this guy folded a flush. I would never fold a flush to 1-bet there. But yeah, he folded flush and someone wins the pot with the straight. Happens. So let's sit out on the next big line and let's see how much we make profit. At least I suppose we did make profit on microgaming around 20 euros. And I would suppose we are making profit here at PokerStars. Unless we lose this pot. Ugh. Well, we have a nice position. Now when everyone checks, we check and this guy shoves, we're going to stack up versus him for sure. But we can see what these players do. If they raise, we fold. If they call, we call. Oh, he doesn't shove. He saves. We're going to call here. And now we have decent-ish hand unless someone goes totally crazy. He's desperate with his 16 cents. And we don't quite make it, but we have Jack 8, which might be enough. Oh, it is. Woo! And outside tables are closing. Set mine in here on table 1. And when everyone checks, I'm going to bet for protection. And now I'm just going to call. With that bet sizing, he shouldn't have a strong hand, but he apparently has. So I give up. And now we just sit out. Yeah, it's sad that microgaming has more regulars. When we started playing there, I don't even remember how long it is 1 year or 2 years ago. I remember the first coaching sessions we played at PLO10, and I was like, oh crap, for the first 3 sessions I didn't spot a single good player. Like, I would say that it's decent regular winning player in PLO10. They were all fishes. We had 4 tables or 5 tables open, and none of the players had even standard tight accuracy preflop stats. They were all just crazy preflop stats. And now when you go there, you might easily have, if you have 4 tables open on 2 of them, all the 5 opponents have decent preflop stats. So it has changed a lot. Of course, at Poker Loco, through Poker Imania, you get 50% flat rate back, which is quite nice, and the rate is lower than PokerStars. So you don't have to even make that much money while playing. That's what you should consider always. At PokerStars, if your win rate is 5 BPs per 100 hand, then to make up the same amount of money, microgaming probably break even before rate back is fine. Well, you never know. And now let's see what we have. Wow, I'll be damned. Here's our PokerStars. We were actually minus 12 in all-in adjusted. Wow, talk about run crude. Here from 25 we go to minus 35, so 2 binds or more, and it's not a single spot. We just lose money. Wow, I had a feeling that we are just going sky high, which we are from here to here. So nice run crude, and complain. And here, oh, minus 5. So our EV was actually minus 17, and I thought we are making money at least in EV because we had some accounts, but sometimes it changes. So we are minus 17 and up 60. So $77 over EV. What a fish. But yeah, it happens. I don't complain. Sometimes it goes this way, sometimes the other way. But hey, $60 profit, which means that crowdfunding shareholders win $45. It's a nice amount, nice win rate. So have a nice Saturday evening if you're going out or staying up at home, and have a nice Sunday. And we will see on next Friday in Finnish PLO night, and then week after that probably on Thursday evening or Saturday evening. I don't know which one is it, but at Friday I'm playing football and having fun with that. Okay, so see you later, and if you have any Omaha related questions or hands you want me to use poker juice on them, whatever, use the forum. That's why we made it. And now let's watch the cat video and enjoy the weekend. Bye bye.